Introduce yourselves on left to right here.
Word. My name's AJ. I play keyboards and I dance and I do vocals.
I'm Mike. I make a lot of awkward movements with my head on stage. I play a little guitar on the side as well.
I'm Tony. I play bass and I pretty much stand still, looking at my feet a lot.
What's up? I'm Wade, keyboardist.
Name's Scotty. I play the drums.
Alright, guys, thank you so very much again for joining us on the program. We want to start at the beginning. How did Whiskey Reverb first start? So you guys, checking out some info about you guys, started around 2000. Just give us a little background of how this band came together.
Well, before we jump into that, I just want to give a shout out to Jim Candytree and Megan Brown, other two members of our band that couldn't make it here tonight, but they're all here in our spirits and in our minds, in our hearts, yes. Yeah, in our soul.
Your subtitles.
So we've been together since 2009, right?
Yeah.
We all knew each other from different projects. I knew Scott, who had been really good friends with Tony for a long time. Scott and Tony been playing bass with Whiskey Reverb from the beginning. This dude, Jim Candytree, he's the man. He's been playing in the scene for quite some time. Scott you were a fan of his band, Summer Rain Revolution.
Yeah.
And what bar did you guys go to?
Tudor Lounge.
Tudor
So
Lounge.
Tudor Lounge there in Buffalo, Franklin and Tupper. Me and Tony went out one night and ran into Jim, and none of us were doing anything, so we decided to start a project.
That sounds really cool. Did you guys, before forming this band, did you guys go out to other projects that you guys were involved in, separate bands, and just see, what they were personality-wise as well as their playing abilities to make sure that they were the right fit for this band?
I think that holds a lot more relevance, to where we are now, actually, because our new members, Mikey and Wade, they're here with us tonight, and Megan, she's not with us, but so Megan does vocals, Mikey plays lead guitar, and Wade plays synths, killer keys, and it's a combination of Mike and Wade playing the guitars. They've both, how many bands have you guys played in the past 3 years? Yeah,
God.
A lot.
You know what I'm saying?
Too many.
Yeah, even in just the past few years, and we've been able to check out your guys' acts, and we've been knowing each other for a while, even now.
Yeah, and I think it holds true because I know, certainly for myself, I've kind of been following the band and sort of jamming on and off since 2010, I think.
Yeah,
was when I first
right
started
around there.
coming out to see you guys. So, been a long time fan of the band anyway, and I've seen them play tons of times. So it's been really awesome to be able to come into the project now and kind of throw my 2 cents in there as well.
And I think we've done in one way or another, Whiskey Reverb's played shows with everybody in the band today was in another band that played a show with somebody else's band who's in the band today. That's a convoluted way of saying
It's very incestuous.
Yeah, it really is. It's an incestuous music scene.
That's the best kind.
That's the only kind.
Speaking about your music, just doing a little background on you guys and listening to your stuff, you guys go around the board with different types of music, a little pop, You guys do these different styles of music. Is it because of the personnel in the band, or is it just, everyone's different influences contribute to the sound of the band?
I think
it's yes.
Yeah, on all of that. You'd get really bored if you came to work and did the same thing every single day. So
Absolutely.
if you don't have to do the same thing every single time, why would you? Yeah.
Definitely. It's like with chips. My wife got mad at me when we got to the house, and I got all these chip clips, right?
Yeah.
But I like having a whole bunch of bags of chips open at the same time, because I don't just want to house one kind of chips.
Right.
I
I
open
don't
a
want to
bag.
eat barbecue for a week straight.
Right,
I want some sour cream and onion.
Totally. So I like switching it up. So it holds true with anything. I feel like there's so many different genres and styles. We're just talking about it on the way here about jazz and different things that we may not really do that often that we can get into that we're excited about working on together.
Right. Do you guys tour around not only the Western New York area, but around New York State, and do you also do stuff in northern Pennsylvania or other parts of the Northeast area?
Yeah. We go down to Erie quite a bit. We get out eastern New York quite a bit. New York City,
Philly.
Philly, out that way,
Williamsport.
up some of the New England states. We're I would call us regional at this point for touring, and we're always looking for new markets. So if somebody's got something, hit us up.
For sure. Like we're able to travel. We've hit some places on the East Coast, and it's easy to do.
Yeah.
But it's it's not something that we can do more than a weekend or two out of town a month. We're not going on extensive tours. It's like we'll pop out, hit up like Philadelphia. We did a show in Philadelphia, then we go to Erie, Pennsylvania on the way back. Do a show in Buffalo, Niagara Falls. Our area around here is actually so diverse because it's so spread out. There's opportunities in all the different cities, and like Buffalo, Niagara Falls.
Yeah, you can do
Amherst,
Buffalo
you can
and
go to
Syracuse
Florida.
and hit 4 cities there.
Yeah.
We have to be
Rochester.
smart with the way we move. So if we're doing a show in New York City, we'll try and book something in Philadelphia, and then maybe something on the way back in Pennsylvania, and then on the way back as you get closer to home.
We'll be down.
You're hitting 3 or 4 shows in a weekend if you can.
Yeah.
Just going back to the touring for a moment. When you tour to these other, states like Philly, like some of the New England states, do you take some of their influences of music that you might hear at these gigs that you do, that you try to take back into your own work?
Dude, I would tell you that. So Buffalo and Niagara Falls has a lot of really great talent, but the shows that we've played in Manhattan specifically, were the bands that we played with. There's the Bills had like 10 bands on them, and we may not have seen every single one of them, but we saw at least like 6 or 7 of these bands, and like every single band is just off the chain. Like they're so good. Same thing in Philadelphia. We played one gig out there, and like every band on the bill was just amazing. So like just being able to get out to different cities and hear meet new musicians that we don't know, and like maybe they're coming through doing their tour and they need some place to crash or hopefully get some sort of thing. Maybe we can connect something like that. So it's about like networking, meeting people and stuff. But they're dope.
People business.
I'll tell you, the musicians, the bands in like New York and Philly are just off the chain.
That's very. Are you guys hoping to expand your touring possibly down into the Mid-Atlantic Southern region any point soon? Are you content at this point just to be a like a northeastern type of act?
I think that would all depend on when you ask us. In the summer, we all get a little wanderlust, so we're always looking to move out farther and farther. And in a lot of it, unfortunately, because of the age we live in, it's all about logistics. It's like, what is that? UPS. It's all about logistics. You gotta be able to move everybody in gear and stuff like that. So
We put
so
on brown
long as we
uniforms when we
can-
travel.
Yeah, so long
It's
as
a
we
lot.
can get to the next spot, we will.
Very, very cool indeed. You guys recently, this past weekend, played at the Music is Art Festival downtown at Delaware Park behind the Albright Knox Art Gallery. I know weather wasn't as cooperative as it should have been for that. But just performing like there or at Honey's where you performed in late August, do you get good feedback from the crowd when you guys perform, or does it take a few songs for them to really get into the band and the songs, and just your thoughts?
From what I've seen, it seems like people kind of, the band's been around for a bit, as we discussed earlier, so it seems like, when we get up there, people are ready to go, which has been awesome. Music is Art. It was great because the weather was very inclement all day, and it actually started raining again when it wasn't supposed to, like right before we played. So we showed up at the stage, and there were 3 people in front of it, and we're all kind of looking at each other going, well, at least we get another band practice. But then, half hour later, we see people kind of descending down this muddy hill, and going, okay, it's going to be all right. And, so the response has been really awesome from what I've seen.
So.
Very, very, very nice, neat. What do you guys prefer when you're playing at a gig? Do you prefer like doing a festival like Music is Art, or do you prefer playing in some of the clubs and other places you do around our area and plus out in your touring? What do you guys prefer?
I think everybody's got their own favorite piece of each show. Like, one nice thing about doing the clubs, and when we're out on the road, we're not always in a club. We do a lot of like festivals during the summer in particular.
Yeah, it depends what time of year.
Yeah.
You know, when it's summer, we all want to do the outdoor stuff, you know.
For sure. Festy
Winter
season.
times, yeah, hunker down. You know.
Sure.
Winter's
Yeah,
tough.
nobody wants to
You're
play
back in the
outside
clubs.
in 40-degree weather, so.
Just going back to playing the outdoors thing for a moment, is there a challenge when you're performing in an outdoor event as opposed to being an indoor event? What are some of the challenges of that?
It's a big risk. You know, first of all, it's a big risk, so you really gotta stay focused on what you're doing. You know, it's not like, you know, you're at a comfortable bar with, you know, they got the back line and it's all good. But there was back line. You know, Music is Art was great, and their accommodations were amazing, and we didn't get wet at all on stage.
Yeah.
And so it was on us to keep our gear dry, and we were able to do it. And I almost got stuck in the mud a little bit, but Evander Bynes pulled through. It's the name of our mini band, you know. Yeah, she abides. But it worked out, you know. We've been through a lot of crazy, muddy, weird situations. I feel like you're like walking into hell sometimes. And Music is Art, you know, the weather there was nothing. It was like, we've seen it all before. So it was just another really good opportunity for us.
Deep in a horse field somewhere, and you can't move your feet without bringing up like 4 pounds of mud.
And like grubs that are like crawling out of the
Yeah.
earth and stuff, and then gotten so juicy and stuff, you know.
And that's the kind of day you want to be in a club because you got to sleep. in
Exactly.
That's all the contrast then, I guess.
that.
Yeah, right. Variety.
Yeah.
You guys have released, you know, a couple EPs and a full-length album plus a new single. Has the band really evolved from when you first recorded your material to what you've recorded now in terms of your sound and what message you're trying to get across on each song?
Definitely. I mean, first album, Proverbs, Bipolar, and the Body Electric, was actually that was our first official release. Prior to that, we had recorded something called Treason, 1863. We did that ourselves. So starting, you know, from scratch, you know, we built up our sound. We added another singer previously. We used to work with Edward Jamie Kern. He was the man on vocals and guitar, and you know, me, him, and Jim worked out a little sound, and we were coming up with something different all the time. You know, like what we were talking about before, like different genres, like dipping our toe into the water. And we've kind of come to the point where we're doing something where it's everything, but like the Pink Floyd thing with the prism, you know?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
We like to be we'd like to think that we're in a spot now where we try not to worry about what we're going to sound like, and just sound like who we're going to sound like, and we'll leave it up to the public and everybody else to figure out what that is.
It's like a perfect blend now. I feel like what we've got, it's nice, it's more smooth, and it's like, it's just it's our own thing now. Instead of it being different, like we're definitely, you can hear that on Something Good. We got some more tracks coming up soon that we're gonna be releasing. So
And I think now in particular is a new evolution phase for the band where like we have with the additions of Wade and Mike and Megan and really have the ability to kind of do what we'd like to do and not have to be constrained by what we can do.
for sure.
That's right. And speaking of Something's Good, we're gonna play right now for the audience out here.
Awesome.
The latest single from Whiskey Reverb. It's called Something Good. I'm gonna play it right now here on the Record Store on Hawk Radio. Hey, you're back in here at the Record Store Hawk Radio here on this Monday evening. That was the latest single from the band Whiskey Reverb. And Something's Good. You can find it on iTunes. You can buy it on iTunes. And guys, just going back here for each one of you guys, when did you guys start being a part of music? Like, when did you start playing music or wanting to make this band your full-time commitment?
Well, we've all been playing music for a long time. Like, just, you know, in the past, we've been definitely, Scott, you've been doing it for like 15 years, you've been gigging?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I try to go in on everything, but once we started this band, I knew it was what I wanted to do. So it's been 4 years for me knowing that this is exactly what I want to do in my life.
What are some of your goals in the future for this band in terms of making it big, or at least having a big following? What are your goals for this band going forward with this lineup, and hopefully having this lineup here for a long time?
Yeah, I mean, it gives us the opportunity to really solidify what we've been doing, what we've been building for the past 4 years. Our presence out in the festival scene, we've made a lot of good friends out there, whether it be like with promoters or with venue owners or bands, actual musicians.
And the people. I mean, we
Like-
really do have the best fans on the planet. I don't want to overlook that. It's so cool to see
Yeah,
them.
agreed.
They're not just here. I mean, I'm talking even out east and stuff like that. Some of those people, you don't see them for like months, and all of a sudden you show up
They're in
and they
like
want
New
to
York
feed
City,
you,
and you're like,
like,
where?
stuff like that. So I would say to always have a Whiskey Reverb. That would be.
That's
the
a good goal. I like that. That sounds good. I mean, I love playing festivals, and we've steadily been getting better and better slots at the festivals, and we just got to keep paying our dues, and like that one thing leads to another, and I personally want to keep playing on big stages. That's what I want.
And if somebody's listening and they got somewhere, like if they like the tracker and they go to the website and they
Don't
like,
call us.
Don't-
If you don't, we'll call you. We'll find you.
Tell them to hit up the festival that they want us to go to and tell them they want to hear us. And then that's how these bands get on festivals. It takes people to say, hey, I want to hear this band at
For
your
sure.
show. So tell them you want to hear it.
Recently, in an interview you did with our own DJ J Erica, you were saying you really enjoyed playing in Niagara Falls, USA, especially at Honey's. What's that connection with the falls been like for you guys? Is it one of your favorite places to play in the Buffalo area, or is it one at the top? Like,
I would say our connection to it goes back to, it's one of the spots we got like our first jump. There were some bands, in particular 2 bands, 2 or 3. I would just say STEM, his name was Yesterday, and Into Your Own would be. They gave us kind of our stepping stone into that world a little bit, and their fan bases helped solidify us and get us where we're at, and so we've built a nice base in Niagara Falls, and for a long time we couldn't get gigs in Buffalo. When we first started out, we couldn't get a show in Buffalo, but we could get all kinds of shows in Niagara Falls, so
Yeah, we got mad love from the falls.
so we'll always remember that.
now, have you played on both sides of the falls, Canada and the United States, or has it just been on the United States that you've performed?
We have yet to perform internationally. No, we're American band so far. But if anybody knows of any like free parties or something that has like keyboards and like drums there, and,
Yeah,
like,
getting across the
microphones and
border
like
God,
basses
that's
and
always such a
guitars.
nightmare.
is hard.
Get into Canada with gear.
Yeah, but I mean, we'd just be like crashing and just hanging out. We wouldn't be going there to play instruments or anything.
No, because
Of
that
course.
would break the terms
That
of
would be- we
international
wouldn't do
law. We
that.
would never do that.
We just don't have money for visas, really, is what it is.
You can trust us, really.
But that's interesting because we would be. We're like 2 hours away from Toronto. That's a big market, but it holds us back because we don't have the money to go get visas and drive to Toronto. Plus, it wouldn't be fun. I mean, you can't shire on your way to Toronto. I mean, you could. But it's just a bad idea.
You can't
Especially being
technically
a
shire
band.
on your way to here either. But
No, dude,
Yeah.
come on, it's legal, bro.
no, it's not.
Just ask Frodo, man.
We'll talk
That's how you
about
know.
this off.
Home base of the band, is it right in downtown Buffalo, or do you guys where's the origins of this band? Like, what's your base of operation at?
You got the coordinates?
There's that. It's on the other side of that small ice moon around
Right.
Saturn, Europa.
You gotta step into the portal. Well, so like there's the gate, there's the Stargate. They stole it from us. We were really upset about that.
Yeah.
Even
Ours
though
is not nearly
came out
that
a long
cool.
time
It was
ago.
made out of tinfoil.
Yeah, it's an old refrigerator box.
Yeah.
But,
It does the trick though.
it works fine.
It's tough for Wade because ducking into that
Right, 'cause
box
Wade's
like
like
that
8
to
feet
get
tall.
back to practice is tough.
But yeah, no.
Wade's
we're just-
actually from the third moon over, so it's not as long a drive for him.
just like
It's
that.
harder to get through the door.
It's just harder to get through the box, yeah.
No, but in seriousness, what is the where are you guys based out of in the Buffalo area?
I mean, we all live in our own different cities, but I'd say if there's a place that we live, it's Tudor Lounge, and that's Buffalo. That's our hometown. We may practice at different places. We don't actually have like a home. We got a business. With Delaware, that's where our base is. Our
Yeah,
base is in
if
Delaware.
the IRS is
Like the
listening,
Avengers building.
Whiskey Reverb is based out of Delaware.
Yeah, Whiskey Reverb
There's a
LLC.
PO box somewhere there with our name on it.
But if I'd have to say, our home base is Buffalo Tudor Lounge. That venue, we've had a lot of good. We've worked with tons of great venues, locally and regionally, as we talked about before. Like,
And every Thursday, we used to do a regular gig there every Thursday, and we're kind of on hiatus from that. That'll be coming back at some point in the future, but in the meantime, we're trying to keep that going. Where every Thursday night, try and bring in some bands, like some really good bands, be they local or semi-local regional bands.
yeah, Jim's been doing a good job with
Jim
that.
Candy Tree really heads that up, and he does a good job. So, and the show's always free. So Thursday nights, Tudor Lounge, it's on Franklin Tupper. Go down there. That show is always free. Always killer bands there.
So,
The beer is super cheap.
The beer is super
yes,
cheap.
Yes.
For those who are legal age.
Oh, right,
of
college,
course.
right.
Anyone know about that ID?
Yeah. Tell your older siblings about it.
Yeah, or just
Your parents
just
or
wait
whatever.
a little
Need
bit.
a New York State driver's license as ID.
Yeah, you can't
Right.
chalk them anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, we didn't say
Getting
it.
back to your local, who's playing all the different places here in our area. What is like your favorite place in the Buffalo area that you enjoy performing the most? Like, or just give like a top 5 or so best places you've played here in Buffalo.
You guys get to say, everybody say one.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be this band. I don't want to limit it to that. And this is kind of a tough question because you don't want to like have it out there like I like playing these places. And nobody
Yeah,
else
so we
calls you.
established we all like Tudor Lounge equally.
Yeah,
so
those would be
Right.
mine because they're always fantastic, no matter what band you're in. It's a good bar.
So Mike, you choosing Tudor Lounge?
I know I can't choose Tudor Lounge. I don't know. Let me
Okay.
take a pass for now. I'll think about something.
Okay.
I like playing
Yeah, I can't
everywhere.
answer this
equally.
question.
Yeah, I want to play everywhere that'll let me play. So
That's a good answer.
I'm not.
What about festivals? What
I like-
festivals do you guys
I like Nietzsche's. I gotta say, locally,
Nietzsche's.
Nietzsche's is a cool spot on the backstage there.
Yeah, Nietzsche's is cool.
How are the songs crafted? Is all members of the band involved in the writing process, or is there one singular person that comes up with the music and everyone else just follows, a certain part that they have to play within the song?
It
I
depends.
think it's, I guess I can't say too much about it being relatively new into the process, but it seems like, to me anyway, someone has come in with a basic idea and presented that to everyone else and kind of hashed it out from there. I'm sure it goes differently every time, but
Totally.
Yeah, it's pretty non-standard. Like if somebody will have something, Deuce will have something, or Jimmy. Jim, I would say writes a lot of material. At least like conceptually has the idea. AJ writes a lot of the stuff like they'll have a conceptual idea.
Yeah.
Mikey wrote a new one we debuted at Music is Art. And we also don't know how it's gonna go now.
Right.
We're in a new phase of writing, so it could be something totally different.
Absolutely, and that's the cool thing. Like a lot of times, it is like just somebody comes with an idea. Like Jim will have a great idea, and he'll be able to. Doug calls him in. Like, all right, I'm gonna go do this, lay it down, get the drums done, and boom, there's a track. Or it could be something like we're doing a sound check, and I'm like, yo, I like what you're playing there, dude.
Right, yeah,
Please
so
send us that clip, and
the other one
Mike
came about.
sent that to us, and we collabed on writing it and the structure all live. So like there's different kinds. There may be songs that we've held with us for a while that we want to get out a certain way. But for the new music, which is what we're really most excited about, it's the way that we all work together to play on our own strengths and come out with these songs that, like I was saying, it's just like incredibly smooth and it just incorporates everybody and it feels so good. And we get to make it together like on the spot. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be great. We're practicing a lot. That's where it's all about.
That's a big thing. You're practicing gelling together as a
Yeah.
band is a very close thought. For our listeners out there, you mentioned it earlier. Ways you guys people can follow your music or follow and news and updates. Can you just share with our fans where they can find you guys and for the latest music and news?
The hub of the whole thing, I would say, is whiskeyreverb.com, www.whiskeyreverb.com. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook. And all these are Whiskey Reverb. You don't have to. It's not some strange convolution of. On Twitter, we're at Whiskey Reverb. On Facebook, it's Whiskey Reverb. On Instagram, we're Whiskey Reverb. On YouTube, we're Whiskey Reverb.
And
On
you know,
Reverb Nation, we're Van Halen. though.
right.
No,
So that's the only one you have to
Yeah, you gotta. There's some copyright stuff going on with that too. There's some other guys.
Yeah, that's why we had to
Using
form the
Van Halen.
LLC in the first place. It
Yeah,
was messed
so-
up. We didn't even know. I mean,
The really messed up part is the original name of the band was Van Halen.
I know. We didn't know, and
We got that letter.
it really set us back. So we're
Then-
just trying to dig out
Then
a
we
hole.
started calling ourselves Disney, and that didn't go any better.
We really.
Right, then we changed the name to Enron.
Yeah.
Next, and
Yeah.
that's
Stock just plummeted.
So it's been an up and down journey for us.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna play another track from Whiskey Reverb. Then we're gonna come back and wrap this all up. This is Quetzalcoatl and the Sacred Spiritual from Whiskey Reverb at their Serendipity EP here on the Record Store Hawk Radio. Oh yeah, that was another tune from our guest this evening, Whiskey Reverb, Quetzalcoatl and the Sacred Spiritual from their Serendipity EP. And we're just about ready to wrap up the show for this Monday night. We'd like to thank Whiskey Reverb for coming in and spending some time with us. It was a very great honor, guys. Thank you so very much.
Thanks for having us.
And once again, for our listeners, to where they can find the music and follow you guys for the latest news.
WhiskeyReverb.com and at Whiskey Reverb on Twitter.
Google it.
Google Whiskey Reverb, and the first 10 pages will be Whiskey Reverb.
Or don't Google it. You can Bing it, or you can
YouTube,
Yahoo it.
Instagram.
Yeah, you could put it in any search bar, really.
Yeah.
You know, if you got a widget,
Amazon,
just put it in the widget.
iTunes,
Whiskey Reverb.
Spotify. I think we're on
Spotify's got
Spotify.
it. Django.
YouTube, Whiskey
Radio.
Reverb
Hot
channel
Fire
on
sign.
Django Radio.
Yep. Anyway, yeah, Google Whiskey Reverb.
It's pretty cool. You get like us and Prince and like
Yeah.
you know, all the greats.
all the.
Well, thank you again, guys, so very much. Be on the lookout, guys, for the latest music from Whiskey Reverb in the near future. Just search them, and have all their followings of where you can find them will pop up. And